Okay, let's try that again. So today we're trying the GoPro, and we're gonna see if that maybe works out a little bit better than my phone in the first vlog. But basically today what I'm gonna be doing is watering the plants. And I haven't done my full garden cleanup yet. As you can see, it's still looking a little sad and crispy. I'm gonna do that maybe this weekend or at some other point this week. Today, what I'm really gonna do is just check everything, see how the moisture levels are. And so you'll also be able to see my little moisture meter in action, this handy guy. And then we'll go ahead and water what needs to be watered. And yeah, let's go ahead and start doing that. So I'm gonna turn it around here, and basically this nifty little guy, let me get some better lighting here. This nifty little guy will be able to test the moisture level in the soil. You can see here, if I can get my thumb out of the way, you can see it doesn't really want to focus on it, but basically there's a gauge on there to let you know how dry or wet the soil is. And there's a a happy zone in the middle there for moist, and that's what we're really aiming for. I don't really use the light or pH meters, and I've actually had this one for so long, and it's actually broken. One of the prongs snapped off, but it actually still works out perfectly fine. So basically all you do is you just stick it in the soil, and we can see here that that definitely needs to be watered. The rosemary is pretty thirsty typically. And we'll check the other one just for fun. That one is also thirsty. Let's check this bed. This bed is actually pretty moist down there, but we'll see, like towards the top of the soil, it's in the dry zone. And so these are scallions, and they like some water because their roots are pretty shallow. So I'm gonna at least water that. The tarragon here is on its way out anyway, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Let's do the other bed. Still need to clean it up, but I do have some oregano and parsley growing here. Just want to see how they're doing. It's about to get nice and dried out. Ooh, the oregano though is coming back really nicely after that little trim before the freeze. So yeah, I'll get this bed watered. Let's check the big beds. Ooh, it's just looking so sad over here. But the onions will probably want some water as well. Let's see. Yeah, I'll water this bed too. The broccoli, I know these big leaves aren't looking great, but that's okay because look at this. There's a little broccoli in there. How fun is that? It definitely needs moisture as well. So we'll get that one taken care of. Take a look at our carrots here. Ooh, something was digging. Probably a squirrel. Yeah, we're gonna need to water those carrots. Look at the cabbage. This bed's gonna just have to get watered the whole way. Same thing with Brussels sprouts. The Brussels sprouts are rebounding pretty nicely. You can see in there that nice little cluster of leaves that wants to appear. And then lastly, let's go check on the Meyer lemon tree. And so this is starting to recover, or do its thing after the freeze. And we're gonna have some dieback here, but that's okay. That was to be expected. Otherwise, it's gonna pull through just fine. This is looking near the the trunk. Down low, it's pretty moist, but citrus trees actually typically have pretty shallow root systems, so I'm probably gonna give it a little bit of water. Sorry, I'm just checking it in multiple areas. Might actually wait a couple more days on it because it also doesn't want to be like super waterlogged. So yeah, I think I'll just wait actually on the Meyer lemon tree. And then lastly, let's go over to the patio. See what needs to be watered there. Chast tree needs water. Rose needs to be defoliated and does not need water. Thyme, water. Pear needs to get out of my way. Mint. Mint is actually pretty good. Mint number 1 at least. Mint number 2. I mean, these actually, they like some more water. Even though they're moist, I'm gonna just water them while I'm at it because it's going to be so warm this week and dry, no rain. Rose is moist here. That one is good. I'm gonna pull this weed real quick. These are so annoying. Does anybody know how to get rid of these? They're everywhere. And then lastly, this rose is good too. So the roses are all good. It's just the thyme and the mint and the chastries. All right, easy today. Some days in the summer it takes forever to water. So what I'm gonna do is I have this rain tank over here and I love it, and we got it installed pretty much right when we moved in because it was a kind of a two birds with one stone. One, I knew I wanted to build a vegetable garden, so I wanted to be able to save as much rainwater as possible so that we don't have to rely on the municipal water, and use a free resource that comes from the sky. But two, this little area here turns into an absolute swamp, and we've done some grading here to try to address that, but it still accumulates quite a bit of water. So the rain tank holds 580 gallons, and 580 or 530, I don't remember, but it does make quite a big difference in the lagoon that forms here when it starts raining really hard. And here in Houston, the rain starts coming down pretty aggressively. So you'll see the way that they designed it, it comes from the downspout and then goes right into the tank. Once it gets pretty full, it just goes out the overflow here and will exit out. Proper length of a downspout, and it's nice too because it does have the mesh so things can't crawl in. There's also mesh up above there. I need to probably clean that out. And then in the inside here, there is a water pump. So that enables me to be able to use the hose. That is an electric pump. So you'll see that there's actually a cord coming off of the side here. And that is plugged in on our back patio. It runs all the way down because there's no plug over there. So it does run all the way down. So I just need to go turn it on so that I can actually get the water going. So here it's just really easy. We have it plugged into this thing. I just press the on button. Our string lights are actually also on it. So you can see string lights are on too. So it's kind of really nice at dusk, but I'm a little bit early today. Pump is running now. Try to get close so you can hear it. Hear a whirring sound? Maybe not. And then down here at the bottom, we have a spigot for the hose. You'll see my little baggie. I'm sure there's probably spiders living in here now from the freeze. And there's a second spigot up here. And that's really nice for when I'm filling up like a watering can or need to maybe rinse some vegetables off. It's really nice to have this spigot here as well. Open up the spigot, and then I have the hose over here. Well, it's really cool. I'm so excited. This is the first time I'm going to be able to play around with this. I got a new hose wand. Looks kind of cool. And I'm really excited about it because in the past, basically every year, sometimes twice a year, I use those like watering wands that you can get at Home Depot. And they work really well. They don't really work quite so well with the rain tank though, because the water pump in the rain tank is just not as high powered as like the water coming out of your house. Just the PSI is lower. So with the wands, like it still works, but it's not nearly as high pressure as if you have the hose attached to your house main line. So this guy, I did a test run when I first bought it. This guy actually compresses that stream enough that it simulates some extra water pressure. So that's really nice, because sometimes it takes a while because it is just a little bit of a lower flow. The other nice thing about it is it's all metal, other than a rubber gasket on the inside. The other ones that I've used, those watering wands, you know, they're pretty inexpensive. You can get them at Home Depot, very convenient, but they do deteriorate. I have to replace them at least once or twice a season because I'm not taking it off of the hose, putting it inside every time I use it. No, it sits outside, and just the UV blasts it, and it always inevitably just cracks and starts leaking, and it's just not ideal. So let me get the hose off of the thing and let's get going and test this little guy out. I feel like it's a video game now, first person shooter video game. All right, well, let's see how it goes. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Look at that. I'll probably hyperlapse this next part. And this is also sometimes what happens because we have such a low water pressure coming out of the hose. Sometimes what happens is you have to like babysit it and make sure there's no kinks. Well, let's try that again. And then basically I just will water it until I start seeing water come out the bottom. Oh, and I'm stuck. I gotta do a little walk around because my hose is a little stuck, so we're gonna actually then just hit this bed instead. And now my water meter is falling out of my pocket. I'm just a mess right now. Guess that's all there is to it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.